In this video, we're going to look at another type of nomenclature, so naming compounds again, but this time we're going to be focusing on what are called binary compounds, where we combine both nonmetals and another nonmetal, so all nonmetals, whereas when we named ionic compounds, we would combine a metal and then a nonmetal or a polyatomic anion that were all nonmetals. So now we're going to, instead of use charges to show the number, the subscript number, we're going to use prefixes in the names to designate the subscript. So for this first compound here, we have one carbon. So we're going to use the prefix. We don't use the prefix mono for the first element. So we wouldn't call this monocarbon dioxide. We would just call it carbon. And then we use the prefix di to show two oxygens. And the list of prefixes over here, again, mono for one, used on the second element. The other prefixes, they can be used on the first element if we have multiple. And we'll see that in a sample exercise below. And then we have here carbon is our first element once again, so we write that name. And now we use the prefix tetra to designate that we have 4 chlorine, so tetrachloride. In this example here, if the prefix ends with a vowel A or O and the name begins with that vowel, such as the oxide, the two vowels are elided or combined into one sound. So here we would have dinitrogen. So we use the prefix out in front. And then we have, instead of pentaoxide, we would just have pentoxide. So dinitrogen pentoxide for N2O5. Now let's see if we can apply this to name the compounds in sample exercise 13. So I have sulfur out front, so I don't use mono because it's the first element. And then I have 2 oxygens, so I'm going to call this compound sulfur dioxide. For part B, I have phosphorus out front. So phosphorus. And now I have 5 chlorine, so penta, and then chloride is my ending. Then for this last compound in C here, I have 2 chlorine, so I'm going to call this dichlorine for my first part here. And then I have 3 oxygens, so dichlorine trioxide would be the compound name here. And we can do the reverse of this, utilizing what we've learned about. So silicon and then tetrabromide. So we have Si for silicon, and then Br is the symbol for bromine, so bromide, and we need 4 of those. So SiBr4. And then here we have disulfur. So S with a subscript 2 would be disulfur. And then Cl with a subscript 2 would be the dichloride portion. So we'll continue with our last video on nomenclature for organic compounds next.